Good morning, Cambridge Springs Elementary. This is Mrs. Walsh bringing you today's virtual art lesson. Kindergarten, the last time that we worked together yesterday, we had created a Christmas tree on a winter sky background. And we had used strips of green paper that we colored that we cut shorter and shorter and shorter to make the tree. Today, we're going to be making some decorations to put on our tree. And of course, one of the most important decorations we need to add to our tree is a star on top. Now, I need you to pay attention to how big this tree is, because you don't want to be making a teeny tiny little small star for the top of your tree when your tree is pretty good size. You want your star to be probably twice as big as the trunk of the tree that's sticking above the last piece of paper that we glued down. I have attached a video that teaches you how to draw a star. So if you do not already know how to draw a star, there is a practice video before this one that has you walk through how to draw a star. And I am going to outline my star in black. So I have my crayons out, and if I know my star needs to be big to go on top of my tree, over here on a scrap piece of paper, and this is just a half sheet that I had left over from something I was doing earlier, you can take a full sheet of your copier or drawing paper, fold it in half, top to bottom, like we did when we started this lesson, and then use a half a sheet like I am to use as your scrap paper. So to draw a star, one of the easiest ways is to bring a mountain with a very sharp peak up. And then you cross over like you're doing a capital A, except that little bridge across the A is longer and higher. Then you take the ends of the bridge, connect this side to the opposite mountain bottom, and this side to the opposite mountain bottom. And there you have a lovely little 5-pointed star. And I want my star to be red. I know traditionally the stars are yellow, but I like the color red. So I think I'm going to color my star in red. And that is going to be the star that I cut out and put on top of my tree. Before I do any cutting though, I'm gonna wanna make other ornaments. I'm gonna wanna make bulbs for my tree. Maybe I wanna cut out some candles and place them on my tree. Maybe I wanna make some strips that are swagged like a garland. So the easy way to make ornaments is to just take all the rest of this piece of paper and add some color splotches to it here and there. So maybe I'm gonna make a red Christmas tree ornament. So I'm gonna color a section red over here that I know I can cut a circle out of to turn into a Christmas bulb. And maybe I'll make a blue one next to that. Pretty good size. And overlapping the crayon in different directions to make it nice and dark. Where's purple? I always like to use some purple. So these kind of rectangular shapes of color that I'm putting on my paper, I know I'm going to cut out circles for Christmas bulbs. So that is my intention with these. But if I want to also make maybe a Christmas candle to put on the tree, I could use these splotches as well to cut out a rectangle. And then it seems like it would be a good idea to use some yellow to be able to make some flames. So I'm just gonna make a big area up here of yellow. So it's kind of like, because we don't have colored construction paper to cut things out of and glue to our tree, we're making different colors on our white paper to use to cut things out and make on our tree. And then maybe the garland of the tree, let's see, what color have I not used? I don't want to use green on top of green. Purple, yeah. How about kind of this reddish orange? Oh, I know, there's like a, what is that, red violet. So maybe to make a garland across the tree, I'm gonna make something that curves. Now, if if it seems like I'm making this too big, remember I can always cut this apart and make it shorter. So I'm kind of just making curvy color to use as garland on my tree here and there. Maybe I'll do one more. And then we'll show you how to turn these into things to add on your tree. And notice I'm really just scribbling and playing around. I could get really fancy and do something else. You know, maybe I want to go in and put something here at the point where my curves meet. I can go in and do something like that. And if I don't like them, I can use my scissors and cut them away if I don't like them. So here we have a couple of different decorations that we can use to now add to our trees, making them more colorful, fantastic, beautiful. So let's start with that star, because this is going to be a tough one to cut out, but I'm going to give you some tricks about cutting things out. Because you always want to be as safe as possible when you're using scissors. They are sharp, and your fingers, you know, they try and hold things out of the way from those scissor blades, but sometimes you can get a little close. One of the best things I can teach you about cutting things out is the trick is don't try to cut it out at first, cut around it. What that does is get rid of all that other paper you'd be trying to move to cut out all these areas that dip into that star. Now the safest way to cut this star out is my fingers holding the paper are way over here. My blades are matching up and just gonna cut to that inside angle of the star. So I cut all the way in, snip with one cut. I turn the paper so my fingers are safe, and I do the same thing in this direction, so that piece just falls away safely. Now, I could have gotten a little bit closer, so maybe I'm gonna go back in and shave that little piece of white off. And then I'm gonna keep turning my star and doing that all the way around. Just turn and snip to the inside angle. Excuse me. And there, oops, keeping my fingers out of the way. Last little snips, one there, turn my star, snip. So there is my red 5-pointed star. I'm going to take my glue stick. Always close your glue stick by taking that bottom and turning it to go down so your glue doesn't get glued shut. Put a little glue right in the middle of my star. Pick it up and place it at the top of my tree. Let's go this direction the way I drew it. Oh, that's a cute little thing. Then, to add a bulb to my tree, I can see where my colors are through my paper, but not very well. So let's try Mrs. Walsh's trick. Let's cut the splotch of color out around it first, and then turn this into a Christmas bulb. I'm gonna cut a circle out that is just all colored paper. And it doesn't have to be a perfect circle. It can be close. We're gonna take that, little glue on the back, put our bulb on our tree somewhere. I can do another bulb in red, cut around the red, and then use the splotch of color to cut out a round bulb. Glue. Now, if I want to put a candle, I'm going to take the next splotch of color, and instead of cutting a circle out, I'm going to cut a rectangle out, like so. scraps out of the way. And now, if I take this and put it on my tree, like it's a candle, it may not look much like a candle yet, but I can cut that yellow splotch out that I made, and I can cut a curve, like a leaf shape, and a curve back. It's pretty small, so when I go to glue it, it's going to get tricky gluing it. And put that little flame right on top of my candle. There's a little candle on my tree. I like that so much, I think I'm going to do the purple one like that too. So get creative and have some fun. And if you need more colors than this, the more pieces of paper that you color different colors, the more you can use to make fancier decorations even than what I did. I'm just showing you what I wanted to do with mine. But you have ideas. I'll bet you have some really good ideas. So these are a couple I wanted to share with you. But if you have other things that you would like to try as well, I think anything that you want to try on your own would be impressive as well. Little flame on top. Oh, that's so cute. And before I let you go, these swags of color that I thought could be the garland, I'm gonna cut some of the paper away. Like I told you, makes it easier to cut this out accurately. My scrap pile's growing over there. This is not done. Take this little swag of color and cut it out. It gets kind of small in areas, so you really got to watch your fingers and be careful. I don't want anybody getting cut with those scissors. Practice taking care of your fingers when you are cutting. Go underneath that little silver bulb that I put on my garland. And voila. Add to my scrap pile over there. And then we can go in. This looks like it would fit really nicely right there. I can take and put glue down one side, glue down the other side, place it where I want it, and just tap the glue down. If I want to do another layer above that, I can cut these apart to make it easier to cut. And then I know this is going to be too long, so I'll show you how you can trim it, and we can put another one up here above. So now I'm going to get a little bit cleaner at cutting this out. It's like a pretty garland swag for my tree. I don't put swags or garland or tinsel on my trees at home for Christmas time. I use a lot of homemade ornaments and, of course, lots of lights. But I don't use much shiny stuff on my tree. I wonder what you put on your tree. I'll bet it's beautiful. You'll have to tell me when you get a chance, when we get back to school together. I sure miss you guys. Now, there's my garland cut out, but it's way too long. But look, if I start it over here underneath my candle, and I needed to go there. Remember when we had moved the pieces of the tree to cut them shorter? I can do the same thing. I hold my scissors in my right-hand side, so I'm gonna hold this where I want to glue on this side. I'm gonna lift it up and slide my scissor underneath how long I need it to be and just snip. Now, this seems like something I could use, so I'm gonna keep that. Take this, turn it upside down, add glue to the back. Oh, not that one. And then remember, I wanted this to start under the candle and put it there. Oh, that is very cute. And then I thought, because this is nice and short, this might fit up there. Ooh, I like that. So we will put some decoration of swags up there. Very pretty. And this last one, I've got those 2 areas on my tree that didn't get swag, so you know that's I've got to fill those up, right? I'm gonna cut this swag out and add it to my tree. I'm gonna speed up the camera a little bit, and that way you'll have more time to work without me talking to you. So here we go. And there, boys and girls, we have our beautifully decorated Christmas tree. If you wanted to cut out some packages and put them underneath your tree, you could. If you wanted to cut out a little snowman and put it beside your tree, you could. If you want to put a little moon up in the sky, you could take a piece of clean white paper, cut out a moon and put it up in the sky. You can get as creative as you would like. Here is my completed Christmas tree. When yours is done, snap a picture, upload it to Google Classroom so I get to see it too. That concludes our Christmas tree lesson this week. Thanks for participating in virtual art this week. I miss ya, can't wait to see ya. Have a great day.
Oh, no!